This is The Porcupine Presents, and the continuation of Captain Midnight, The Mysterious Voice, episodes 6 through 12. Enjoy.
The Skelly Oil Company presents Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight, brought to you 3 times each week by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. Watch for the big red, white, and blue Skelly sign when you're out driving. The sign with the big letter S that stands for Skelly Service. But say, I got a swell letter today from a wide-awake young Flight Patrol member, and I want you to hear it. Listen.
Dear Don Gordon, I just want to tell you how much fun I've had being a member of the 1940 Flight Patrol. I carry my membership card and my spinning medal of membership with me all the time, and I can make my medal spin for over 3 minutes, steady, without stopping. I like the Flight Patrol reporter, too. But best of all, I think, is that swell new picture of Captain Midnight and Chuck and Patsy. I was one of the first kids around here to get one, and boy, they all wanted to know where I got it. I put it on the wall of my bedroom, and I covered it with a big piece of cellophane that came on a box of cookies, and it really looks pretty swell, I think. But say, I've got my dad using Skelly gasoline and Tegaline oil now, and he says he's glad I told him to stop at the Skelly service station, because the Skelly man gives such good service, and he likes the Skelly products a lot. So goodbye, and thanks a lot for the swell program. A regular member of the 1940 Flight Patrol, Eddie Povelson.
Well, thank you, Eddie, for that fine letter. I'll bet there are lots of other dads that'd be just as happy as your dad if they once found out about Skelly tailor-made gasoline and motor oil and good old Skelly service with a smile. But say, fellas and girls, did you hear what Eddie Tollefson said about the new autographed picture of Captain Midnight and his friends Chuck and Patsy? Well, have you got yours yet? It's absolutely free, you know. And, boy, will you be proud to have your very own picture of Captain Midnight and his 2 daring young friends. They're all dressed up in their flying suits and helmets, too, ready to take off in Captain Midnight's speedy monoplane. Now, remember, this is all you do to get this swell big picture. Just stop by your Skelly service station the next time you're out driving with Mother or Dad. Show your Skelly man your Flight Patrol membership card, and you get your free picture right that very minute. And you don't even need as much as a penny for a stamp. It's absolutely free. So remember, don't miss getting your copy of this grand picture. The time's getting short, so you better stop over at your Skelly service station with Mother or Dad tonight. And now to Captain Midnight. The famous pilot is faced with a seemingly insurmountable problem. The forest clearing where Captain Midnight landed is too small for a plane to safely take off from. And Bud Conley is dangerously ill of tropical fever. It is now early in the afternoon, and Chuck and Patsy are on the edge of the clearing, anxiously looking for signs of a change in the wind which might facilitate a takeoff. Suddenly, Patsy and Chuck see smoke floating up over the top of a nearby ridge. Excitedly, the 2 start running forward. Listen as Patsy exclaims.
It is smoke, Chuck. It can't be anything else.
You know what that means, Patsy? Smoke just doesn't happen of its own accord.
Gosh, maybe we should have called Captain Midnight.
Well, we can find out about this ourselves. That column of smoke seems to be right on the other side of the ridge. It can't be very far.
I can't understand it, Chuck. Major Steele said there wasn't anyone around here. And yet...
No, Patsy. Fires don't start by themselves. There must be somebody near us.
Gee, these rocks are sure hard to run over.
We're going to have to take it easy. We'll have to climb over these bigger rocks.
Well, I'm over this one.
Well, I'll be up with you in a second.
The others aren't so bad, Chuck. Come on, hurry up.
Okay. I'm right with you. Oh, gee, that smoke's getting closer all the time.
It can't be a forest fire, Chuck. Look, it's only a small fire because there isn't very much smoke. Now, just a little bit more. We'll be at the top of the ridge.
Gee, the others will sure be surprised when they hear about this.
Well, Major Steele will certainly be surprised. I don't see how he could have missed finding anyone. At least, anyone as close as this fire is to where he wrecked his plane.
Oh, it sure got me. I just can't understand it. Fires certainly don't start by themselves.
Now, we're up at the top. Where in the world?
Hey, look. That's where it's coming from. Down in that ravine.
Sure. Now I see.
Hold it a minute, Patsy. We'd better take it easy. We don't know what we're getting into.
Maybe we better not go ahead. Maybe we better get
Well,
back.
here's a big rock right ahead. Let's get behind it and sort of look things over.
Okay. I'm right with you.
There. Now we're in a position to see without being seen.
Yes. We can look over the top of this rock and see everything below.
Come on now. Let's take a peek, but be careful about it.
Okay. Let's slide up a little higher.
Blazing beacons, Patsy. Look down there.
Lupin Luke's. Why, there's a tent.
Yes, it's a camp. I don't see a soul around.
There must have been somebody here recently because there's fresh wood on the fire.
Oh, do you see? Back of the tent, in those trees? Well, it looks like a mule.
Now I see. It's a burro, Chuck. That's what it is.
Jiminy crickets. You know, that looks like a prospecting camp. I've seen dozens of them in the mountains near Black Gulch.
Do you suppose they're Americans?
You've got me there. The equipment would be the same, either there or here.
Look, Chuck. I thought I saw the wall of that tent move.
Oh, there. There's a man coming out.
He's looking at the fire. Now he's looking around. I wish I could see his face better.
He's turning this way. Now we can see his face.
He looks like an American, Chuck. I'll bet anything in the world he's an American prospector.
I'll bet you're right. There's lots of them down in Mexico.
What in the world will we do?
I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to call out to him. And if we find out that he isn't friendly, we can always run back to our camp where we have him outnumbered and capture him.
Well, I don't think there can be very many because that's just a small camp.
Okay, here goes.
Hello there. Hello.
Gosh, Chuck, look at him jump. I think he was scared to death.
I don't blame him much. He can't see us behind this rock. Well, look, he's glancing all around.
We better stand out from behind this rock.
Yes, that's the thing to do. Then I'll call out to him again.
There. Call out again.
Okay.
Hello there. Hello.
He sees us. Gee, he looks as though he was seeing a ghost.
Gosh, he's a lot more scared than we are.
Hey there.
In the name of creation, who be you?
We're friends. We're Americans.
He's an American, Chuck. Listen to that.
We're Americans, I tell you. We're friends.
Jump from gooseberries. I'll be darned if you don't talk like Americans. If you're friends, come on down here.
What do you think, Chuck?
I think it's all right. I'll go ahead and you stay behind me. Come on.
Sure in tarnation, I thought you was a couple of ghosts. But if you're amigos, as they say down here in Mexico, come on down.
Okay, we're coming.
Well, I'll be darned if it ain't a boy and a girl. Now, what are you two doing down here in this wild country? Don't tell me you're waiting for friends.
Well, in a way we were. Oh, but we might as well introduce ourselves. I'm Chuck Ramsey, and this is Patsy Donovan.
Well, I'm sure glad to be a-meeting you. That old American lingo sure sounds good. My name's Ben Gillis. I'm down here doing a bit of prospecting.
Are you all alone, Mr. Gillis?
Well, I am right now. There was a couple other fellas with me, but they've gone back to get a new supply of grub.
Gee, Mr. Gillis, how long have you been here?
We just got here a little while ago. I found this good place to camp, and my partners turned back to get us a new supply, like I was telling you.
Didn't you and your friend see an airplane in the sky this morning?
An airplane? Well, by jumbo, I guess old Tom must have been right at that.
Gosh, Mr. Gillis, what do you mean?
Well, it was like this. When we was back about 2 miles to the north, old Tom said he could hear an airplane in the sky. But me and Chubby, that's t'other fella, we laughed at him. We said, what in the dickens would anybody be flying an airplane around here for? Of course, we was down the holler and couldn't see very good.
Well, your friend Tom was right, Mr. Gillis, because we landed in an airplane about 3 hours ago. The ship is in a small field just the other side of this ridge.
Well, what in tarnation do you know about that?
You must be expecting to stay here for a long time, Mr. Gillis.
Well, we sort of figured on it, yes. We run across some pretty nice lookers. Yeah, but then why am I a-blabbing to you? You ain't alone, are you?
No, we aren't. There are 3 men and Patsy's mother. But one of the men is awfully sick.
You ain't prospectors, then?
No, of course we aren't.
Tell me, Mr. Gillis, how far is it to the nearest town?
Oh, 'tain't so fur, but this country is mighty rough. I reckon take you maybe 6 or 7 days. Then you'd be plumb wore out time you got there.
Is that where your partners are going?
Yes, but I don't look for them back for a couple of weeks.
Gee, Chuck, that doesn't sound very good, does it?
seems like you said something about a sick fella. You ain't in trouble, are you?
Well, yes, Mr. Gillis, we are. A couple of friends of ours were flying over this country and their engine overheated, forcing them down. They didn't get hurt, but one of them's awfully sick with some kind of a tropical fever.
Fever, huh? That don't sound so good to me. You say you landed in an airplane? Then why don't you put him in it and fly him to a hospital? They tell me them airplane things cover a lot of ground in a short time.
You bet they can. But here's the trouble. We landed in such a small field that we can't get out again unless the wind changes. And even then we'll have to be awful good to make it.
Unless the wind changes? Well, what in tarnation do you know about that?
You see, Mr. Gillis, an airplane has to take off against the wind, especially when it's in a small field.
You see, that's the only way you can get enough lift under the wings to get out.
Yes, sir. A fella sure can learn something new every day.
So you see, Mr. Gillis, we're in a pretty bad fix. Even if the wind isn't just right, we could take off in the plane. Well, at least I could, if it wasn't for some trees in the way.
Yeah, I guess I sure don't understand this flying business very good, but then everybody to his own trade. You say if it weren't for some trees, you could get into the air, huh?
Well, that's the size of it, Mr. Gillis.
How many trees are there?
Well, if we could just get 3 of them out of the way, there'd be enough clearance for the ship to get through.
How about chopping them down?
Gosh, Mr. Gillis, they're great big ones. It would take too long.
Yeah, I guess 'twould, all right. Well, I guess you're just going to have to wait for that there wind to change.
But gee, Mr. Gillis, we've just got to find some way to get this sick man, Mr. Conley, out of here soon. If we don't, I'm very much afraid.
Yeah, lad, I know what you're going to say. This here friend of yours is going to kick the bucket.
Oh, he's liable to. His fever's awful bad.
Isn't there something we can do? There's just got to be some way of getting him out of here.
I sure wish I could think of something, Miss Donovan, but darned if I know what 'tis.
Well, listen, Mr. Gillis, I've got a plan.
Shoot, lad, what is it?
And you're a miner, Mr. Gillis. Have you got a lot of supplies with you?
Well, sure. We're pretty well equipped, if I do say so myself.
There's just one thing, and if you've got it, it might help us.
Okay, my boy, what is it?
You don't happen to have any dynamite with you, do you?
Dynamite? Well, lad, I reckon I got a little. But what in the world do you want with dynamite?
Yes. What in the world can Chuck Ramsey have in mind? What could he use dynamite for that would help them get Bud Conley to a hospital right away? Yes, Chuck has a plan, and it might possibly work. But first, does the prospector, Ben Gillis, have any dynamite with him? Be sure to listen to Captain Midnight. Say, what's the next best thing to having a friend of yours right with you? Why, it's having a picture of him, isn't that right? Well, I wish you could all see and know Captain Midnight and his grand young friends, Chuck Ramsey and Patsy Donovan. But if you can't have them with you, you can at least have their pictures. So look, the next time you're out with Mother or Dad in the family car, be sure you ask them to stop by your Skelly service station. Have your Flight Patrol membership card all ready to show to your Skelly man the minute he steps up to the car. Then he'll be all set to give you your very own free picture of Captain Midnight and Chuck and Patsy that he's been saving just for you. Because there's one for every single member of the 1940 Flight Patrol. Remember, it isn't going to cost you a single penny. It's absolutely free. Say, why don't you get that big free picture from your Skelly man tonight? And don't forget to listen Friday, same time, same station, for further transcribed adventures of Captain Midnight. Brought to you by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. What is Chuck's plan, which he hopes will soon get Bud Conley to a hospital? And what has dynamite got to do with it? And what about Captain Midnight? Be sure to listen Friday. Until then, this is Don Gordon, your Skelly man, saying goodbye and happy landing! Skelly Oil Company presents Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight, brought to you 3 times each week by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. Skelly, you know, was the originator of tailor-made gasoline and motor oil. Skelly Aromax gasoline and Skelly Tagoline motor oil. Tailor-made for your weather. But now, listen closely, fellas and girls, for a very important announcement. This is the very last chance I'll have to offer you that exciting new picture of Captain Midnight and Chuck and Patsy. It's your last chance to get that marvelous free picture at your Skelly service station. So listen, if you haven't already called for yours, be sure you get it tonight or tomorrow or Sunday. Because after that, we can't promise you that your Skelly man will have a single one of them left. Now, I know every fellow and girl listening in wants one of those swell autographed pictures of Captain Midnight and his 2 fun-loving, adventurous young friends. It's just the kind of picture every typical wide-awake flight patrol member would like to own. You see, Chuck and Patsy and Captain Midnight are dressed in their regular flying suits with the aviators' helmets on, and they're standing beside Captain Midnight's high-powered monoplane. It's a real aviation picture that any air-minded young fellow or girl will be proud to have up on the wall for everybody to see. And don't forget this, it's autographed by all 3 of our famous friends themselves, Chuck, Patsy, and Captain Midnight. And remember, you don't have to spend a single penny to get it. You don't even need any labels or seals or box tops. You simply stop at your Skelly service station the next time you're out driving with Mother or Dad. Show your Skelly man your Flight Patrol membership card, and you get your big autographed picture absolutely free. And look, if you're not already a member of the 1940 Flight Patrol, just tell your Skelly man, and he'll sign you up without 1 penny's expense. You see, we want every fellow and girl who loves adventure and is interested in aviation and likes to listen to Captain Midnight to have one of these swell pictures with the compliments of your Skelly man. So stop at your Skelly service station in the family car and get your free picture tonight. And now to Captain Midnight. When Chuck and Patsy saw smoke rising over a nearby ridge, they rushed over to it and discovered a prospector by the name of Ben Gillis. To him, they told their plight in regard to Bud Conley, who is very ill of fever. Help for him seems impossible because there's not enough room for Captain Midnight's plane to take off in the forest clearing where he landed. After explaining about Conley's illness, Chuck suddenly asks Ben Gillis if the miner has any dynamite. Listen as Gillis replies,
Dynamite? Well, what in thunder and tarnation do you want with that?
Gosh, Chuck, what in the world do you mean?
Patsy, I want to blast those 3 big trees out of the way so the plane can take off. Have you got any dynamite, Mr. Gillis? Just a little bit?
Yes, sirree. We always carry some dynamite just in case of emergency. Just a minute. I'll take a look.
Gee, Chuck, do you suppose it'll work?
Well, there's no harm trying. Captain Midnight said that if those 3 trees could be gotten out of the way, I could make a downwind takeoff.
But wouldn't the trees be in the way? I mean, on the ground?
No, I don't think so. The wheels of the plane would be off the ground before they got to the trees.
Oh, gosh, I hope Mr. Gillis has got some. But gee, Chuck, those trees are awfully big. Maybe he hasn't enough dynamite to blast all 3 of them down.
We'll have to hope for the best.
Look, here comes Mr. Gillis. And he's grinning.
Gee, I hope it's good news.
Well, my boy, I got some dynamite all right. Just 3 sticks, to be exact.
Isn't that swell, Chuck?
I'll say it is.
Now, where are these here trees?
Right across the ridge to the left, Mr. Gillis. Down at the bottom of the ridge, there's a small clearing, and that's where the plane is.
Hadn't we better go and tell Captain Midnight?
Captain Midnight? Who in tarnation's he?
No, that isn't really his name, Mr. Gillis. His name is actually Red Albright, but he's called Captain Midnight, and he's a swell guy. You'll like him.
Well, I guess if you like him, so will I. Now, I'll tell you what you kids do. You run and get this here Captain Midnight. I'll bring the dynamite and some tools along and meet you in this here field across the ridge.
Oh, that's swell, Mr. Gillis. We'll see you in a little while. Come on, Patsy. There isn't any time to lose.
There he is now, Captain Midnight. There's that Mr. Gillis.
That's him, all right. Oh, isn't it swell that he's willing to help us, Captain?
You bet it is, Chuck. I certainly hope your plan will work.
Don't you think it has a chance, Captain Midnight?
Well, yes, Patsy, it has. But the principal thing is to get that dynamite placed right. If it isn't, it'll just go off and not do the work we want it to.
But this Ben Gillis has had a lot of experience with dynamite. I think he'll be able to do it.
Well, I know something about it, too, Chuck. Between the two of us, we should be able to get the job done right.
Hi, Mr. Gillis.
Hi there, folks.
Oh, I guess you're Ben Gillis. I'm awfully glad to meet you.
Well, there sure ain't no one else around here by that name. So you're the one they call Captain Midnight.
That's right. I certainly want to tell you how grateful I am for your help.
Shucks, that ain't nothing. I'm sure glad to do anything akin to help save a man's life. Now, where's them trees you want out of the way?
There they are, right ahead, between us and the timber at the far end of the field.
Yeah, I see 'em. They're sure in the way, too.
Yeah, they are. Well, do you think we can move them with the dynamite you have?
Well, I don't know. They're mighty big fellers, but we can sure take a crack at 'em.
All right, let's get to the first one. Oh, here, let me carry some of that stuff for you. We've got to work as fast as we can. Our friend is a pretty sick man.
I can carry something.
You fellers carry them tools, and I'll carry the dynamite.
All right.
Jiminy crickets, look at Mr. Gillis throw that dynamite around. Won't it explode?
No, miss, not if you handle it right. There's a trick to it.
Well, come on, let's go. We've got to get those trees out of the way.
A few minutes later, we find Captain Midnight and his friends at the foot of the 3 trees which prevent the plane's safe departure. Chuck is speaking.
Here's the first tree. What do we do next, Mr. Gillis?
Well, let's see. I got to take a look at them roots. What do you say, Captain?
Well, wait a minute. Look at this side. 2 big roots branch away from each other here.
Yep, that's the place, all right. I'll start in with the pick. After I make a hole in the ground, we'll try and tunnel in underneath the trunk with this here small spade. And if I can get the dynamite under the main part of the tree, I think we'll be all right. Now then, I'll start right in here.
Oh, look, here comes Major Steele.
So I see, Patsy. He's still a little weak. I don't think he should have come this far.
I guess he's too anxious to see whether we're going to get these trees down. He probably couldn't stay away.
Is there anything I can do to help you there, Mr. Gillis?
No, not right now, Captain. Not till I get this here hole a little deeper. Anyway, there ain't room for 2 of us to work here at the same time.
All right, then. Oh, maybe you can help him scoop out some of that dirt, Chuck, while I talk to Major Steele.
Sure. I'll help Mr. Gillis.
Good.
Well, how are you coming, Captain? How long do you think it'll take?
Well, we just started in, Barry. You shouldn't have come out here. You're not strong enough yet.
Oh, all right now. Is there any chance of ever getting Conley out of here? Can you get these 3 trees out of the way?
And we'll find out, Barry, in a short while. If we can get this first one out of the way, I'll feel encouraged about the others. These are mighty big trees.
Yes, this first tree is the smallest one. But look at that one down the slope. And I'm sure we've got to get it out of the way, too.
Absolutely. It's the most important one. It'll be the last.
Well, I'm afraid that one's going to be a pretty tough job.
Maybe so. But I think this Ben Gillis knows how to handle dynamite.
Well, if this plan works, it's sure going to be a lucky break for us. And I'm going to tell you something, Captain.
Yeah, what's that, Major?
We've got to have a lucky break if we're going to save Conley's life.
Is he worse?
Yes, definitely. His temperature's still as high as ever. He's out of his head most of the time.
Oh, the poor fellow. We'll get him out of here if it's humanly possible.
Oh, I hadn't been thinking of anything else. I brought Conley down here with me, and it's up to me to see that he gets out.
We'll get him out, Barry. Some way.
Well, there's another thing. But look, that fellow Gillis. He evidently needs something.
Oh, yes. Come over here with me.
All right.
What'll you have, Gillis?
Come here a second, will you, Captain?
Yes, you bet I will. Come on, Barry.
All right.
I think we're getting along all right. I got a right good hole open up here.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, I want you to meet my friend, Major Steele.
Right pleased to meet you, Major.
I'm glad to meet you.
We've got a swell hole cleaned out, Captain Midnight. It's right between these big roots.
Oh, that's good. Do you think it'll work, Gillis?
Yeah, I sort of think it will, Captain. All right, now, I got the stick in there. I'll just pack some of the dirt back.
Gosh, I sure hope it'll work.
Now then, here's the fuse. There now. She's all set.
Are you ready to light it?
Yeah, all set. Now, this ain't a very long fuse, so you better start making tracks.
Which way do you think the tree will fall, Gillis?
Well, I ain't sure it'll fall at all. What's more, I ain't got any idea the direction it'll go. But here goes for the match now, and we'll all scram up that hill.
All right, we're ready. Go ahead, light the fuse.
There she starts. Scram for it.
Hurry up, everybody, run. Chuck, here, come here. Help me. Help me with Major. Come on.
There, that's far enough.
Oh, gee, something must have happened to the fuse.
No, it didn't. We didn't take much time getting away from there.
How are you, Barry?
I'm all right. Just a little bit tired.
Laser beacons. There she goes.
But the tree, it isn't falling.
I don't know about that. The tops are moving.
Yes, it is.
You're right, Gillis. It is moving.
The wind. It's blowing it over.
It's going down.
You bet she is. You hear them roots are crackling? Hi, Cracky, look out! She's going over.
Captain Midnight, here comes the big test. Well, that second tree was easy, but I don't know about this third one.
Well, I don't know about it either, Chuck. This tree is way bigger than the first one.
Yes, and if it hadn't been for the wind, that wouldn't have gone over.
Well, I'm sure going to do my best. But if this here stick doesn't do the job, I ain't got none left.
Well, you all set now?
No, not quite. Hand me that there spade, will you?
Here it is, Mr. Gillis.
That's much obliged.
Say, Captain, step aside with me a moment, will you?
You bet I will.
There's one thing that I'm worried about.
What's that, Barry?
You're figuring on having Chuck take off alone with Conley, aren't you?
Well, yes, that's my idea. I think it'd be dangerous to try to carry any more weight in the plane.
Well, that's not what's got me worried. I know Chuck will do the very best job of flying that he can. If he makes it, that's swell. But if he doesn't, well, let's not think of that. The one I'm worried about is Conley.
Conley?
Yes. He's out of his head now and getting worse all of the time. And you know how a delirious person is. They sometimes go completely crazy. And think of it. Chuck will be absolutely alone with him in the plane.
Yes, Barry, I realize that. Dangerous situation.
Chuck will be too busy occupied in handling the controls. He won't be able to protect himself from Conley.
Yes. Well, we've taken out the rear seat. We're fixing a place for Conley on the floor. We've got to tie him up so he can't possibly interfere with Chuck.
Well, I don't like to do it, but it's absolutely the only thing to do.
Okay, we're all set.
Well, Barry, here comes the big test.
Get ready to scram, everybody. I'm lighting the fuse.
Everybody's all set, Mr. Gillis. Go ahead.
There she goes. Run, everybody.
Are we far enough?
No, a little bit further. That's a mighty tall tree. There, that's now we're all right.
There she goes. Watch. Oh, the tree. It isn't going to budge. It's standing still. Oh, something must be wrong.
Well, has the splendid work done by Ben Gillis and Captain Midnight been all in vain? Will this last gigantic tree remain standing to defy all efforts to save Bud Conley's life? Don't miss the next adventure. Tune in to Captain Midnight. Now remember, here's your last chance to get your very own autographed picture of Captain Midnight, Chuck Ramsey, and Patsy Donovan absolutely free. And I really think you'll be mighty sorry if you miss getting one, because it's just the sort of picture we knew every wide-awake young Flight Patrol member would really go for. And the beauty of it is, this swell big autographed picture is absolutely free. There's really no reason why you shouldn't get it. Now, all you do is show your Skelly man your Flight Patrol membership card the next time you stop at your Skelly service station in the family car. You get it right then and there. But be sure you call for that picture tonight or tomorrow or Sunday at the latest, because the chances are by Monday they'll be gone, and we don't want a single Flight Patrol member to be disappointed. So the secret is to get it now before it's too late. And don't forget to tune in again Monday, same time, same station, for further transcribed adventures of Captain Midnight. Brought to you by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. Will the final tree prevent the taking off of the plane in order to save Bud Conley's life? If it doesn't fall, what else can Captain Midnight do? Be sure to listen Monday. Until then, this is Don Gordon, your Skelly man, saying goodbye and happy landing! The Skelly Oil Company presents Captain Midnight. Midnight, brought to you 3 times each week by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. See, the other day I told you how to help your dad make your family car start like an airplane, fast as a flash. Remember? I told you to tell him about Skelly Aeromax, gasoline that's tailor-made for quick starting in your kind of weather. Well, tonight, I want to tell you what it means sometimes to have a car that starts like an airplane. So, first, I want you to think about some of the times when it might be very important to have a quick-starting car. Times when a few minutes' delay might be extremely serious. There's catching trains, for instance, or times when Dad has to get to work right on time for some special big job and the car won't start. Or there's times of real serious emergency, fires, accidents, or something like that. You sure want a fast-starting car then, don't you? That's why it's mighty important to know about a gasoline that's tailor-made for quick starting in your kind of weather. A gasoline that helps your car to start like an airplane. Yes, sir. And of course, the gasoline we mean is good old Skelly Aeromax. The gasoline that's always full of pep and ginger, just waiting for Dad to touch that starter and let her go. But don't forget now how really important it is to have a real quick-starting gasoline in your family car. You better tell your dad tonight that if he wants a car that's always ready for any emergency, to fill the tank with Skelly Aeromax, gasoline that's tailor-made for quick starting in your kind of weather. The gasoline that helps your car to start like an airplane. And now to Captain Midnight. The saving of Bud Conley's life depends on Captain Midnight's ability to remove 3 tall trees which stand in the way of the takeoff. The only method is to blast them away with the aid of dynamite, furnished by a prospector, Ben Gillis. As our scene opens today, the first 2 trees have been blasted down, and the third one, a gigantic tree, still remains. The last charge of dynamite has exploded, and yet the proud old tree remains perfectly erect, straight as a flagpole. The small group of watchers is standing out of the danger zone just after the explosion at its base. Listen as Chuck exclaims,
The tree's not moving. Oh, it's not going to come down.
By the tarnation, she's a whopper. Yeah, it just ain't no use.
Oh, this is a disappointment, Captain. That one tree is the only thing that stands between us and Bud Conley's chance for life.
There's still a chance, Barry. That tree may fall yet.
But look, if it was going to fall, the wind would have blown it over. That charge of dynamite just wasn't big enough.
And it's the last stick I got.
There must be some way. There's just got to be.
Say, you think we could go near and examine it? Would that be safe, Mr. Gillis?
Oh, sure it is now. That old tree's going to stand there for many a year to come. Anyway, if it was going to fall, one of the safest places is right at the base of the trunk.
Gee, Mr. Gillis, how could that be?
Well, it's like this, miss. If you're at the foot of the tree, you can look up and see which way it's going to fall. Then you can get on the off side in just a step or 2.
Well, come on. Let's take a look at it.
Jiminy cricket. Look at that hole in the ground. Well, you can see clean through underneath the tree.
How in the world can that tree still stand?
Just look at them 4 big roots there, Major Steele.
That's right.
There's your answer. That's all that's a holding it.
Quick, everybody. I see a way to get this tree down. Where's that hatchet, Chuck?
Oh, there it is on the ground.
Gosh, Captain Midnight, what's your idea?
Yes, Captain, what is it?
We haven't got any time to waste if that plane's going to take Conley out of here before dark. Chuck, you and Ben Gillis take the big axe there and go over to one of those 2 fallen trees and chop out a stout limb about 10 or 12 feet long.
Sure, Captain. We can do that. Come on there, lad. Let's get going.
You bet. We'll have it for you in a jiffy.
Right.
What are you going to do, Captain?
Oh, here, I'll use the hatchet. While I'm working, I'll explain it to you.
All right.
Loop for loop. You're going to chop that root through.
That's it. I'm going to chop that root through, then all that'll be holding the tree up is the other 3 roots. When I get through with this root, I believe the wind will blow the tree over, and it'll fall away from us.
But what's the idea of the limb you sent Chuck and Mr. Gillis for?
I'm going to use that as a brace against it falling our way. We can't take any chance of anyone getting hurt now.
Gosh, you're almost through that root already.
Say, look, here comes Chuck and Ben Gillis.
Boy, they've got a swell log, too.
Well, I'll take this spade and start digging the hole for one end of the log.
Oh, that's enough here. Oh, no, Barry, don't do that. You're still pretty weak. Let Chuck or Ben Gillis do it. Besides, we've got to see how long the log is before we can dig the hole.
Well, you're right at that.
Yeah, how do you like this one, Captain Midnight?
Couldn't be better, Gillis. All right, now, come on. Let's see how long it is. Brace it against the trunk at about the angle we'll want there.
There. How's that?
Oh, that's excellent. Make a mark there with a spade, Chuck.
Here you are, Chet.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Oh, that's it. All right, that's fine. Now drop the limb on the ground and make a hole there for one end of the pole.
There. That's swell. How deep a hole do you want, Captain Midnight?
Oh, not very deep there, Chuck. About 8 or 10 inches.
Okay.
I see your idea, Captain Midnight. It may work, too.
I believe it's our only chance.
Aren't you going to chop the rest of the way through the root?
About 2 blows will finish it, Patsy. I don't want that tree to fall before we're ready. Are you coming there, Chuck?
How's this?
Oh, that's fine. Now then, let's hold the log up and ram it down into the hole. Come on.
Here, I'll help you.
All right. There we go. All right, now wait. That's high enough. All right, now, into the hole with it.
Gee, it goes down about a foot.
Yeah, that's fine. I noticed you cleaned some dirt out from the side toward the tree. That's good. All right, now, let's put the other end against the tree trunk. Easy.
How's that?
Couldn't be better. Now then, Chuck, you and Gillis lift the limb up about 4 or 5 feet there.
Come on, lad. How's that, Captain?
That's fine, hold it. Now I've got room to chop through the rest of the root. As soon as I cut through the last bit, you two lower the limb against the tree.
Right you are.
All right, here goes then.
Look, the root's through.
Quick, lower the limb.
There. Now she's braced. That tree can't fall this way.
Oh, I'm afraid it's no go, Captain. The tree isn't moving.
I don't know about that. Look up above.
Yes, I think she's beginning to go.
Oh, you're right, Patsy. She is going.
Stand still, everyone. You and Gillis, Chuck, keep pressing down on that brace hard.
The wind is forcing her over. Look, she's gathering speed.
The log doesn't do any good now.
All right, grab it. You go stand back there.
Gee, what a sight to see.
I'll say. It sends chills down your back.
Yes, there's a tremendous amount of power let loose when one of those things goes over. Well, the last obstacle is removed now. We haven't any time to lose.
You sure figured her out, Captain Midnight. Looks like you're going to get your friend out after all.
What'll we do now, Captain Midnight?
Just a second, Chuck. Would you do me a favor, Gillis?
You betcha. What is it?
Go with Major Steele and Patsy Donovan and help carry the sick man to the plane. You stay here, Chuck. I want to talk over some things with you.
Okay, Captain.
Well, come on, Major Steele. Come on, Mr. Gillis. We'll have Mr. Conley back here in no time.
Right. All right, Chuck. Let's walk over to the plane.
Sure, Captain Midnight.
In the first place, you've got to make one of the most difficult takeoffs that any pilot could attempt.
I know. And there's another thing I know I mustn't do.
Huh?
And that is to try to get off the ground too soon.
No, Chuck, no, that's absolutely fatal. Now, here's what I'd do. I'd keep the ship's nose down, easing it up very gradually, getting just as much speed as you possibly can, and allow the wheels to stay on the ground until you're almost up to the first tree trunk. Then I'd pull her off, but not too abruptly.
All right. I'll do just that. Oh, and there's something else I've just noticed, Captain
Yeah,
Midnight.
what's that, Chuck?
The wind. It's changed direction slightly. It's coming a little bit more from the west quarter.
Mm-hmm. And what does that mean to you?
Well, it means that I must turn that side as soon as I can, so as to gain the benefit of the lift from that side.
Right, Chuck, right. And it works in fine, too, because there are no trees on that side to worry about. Well, here we are. While the others are bringing Conley, we'd better lift up the tail and turn the ship around. Here, that's it. Get over there. We've got to have as much room as possible for the run.
Okay. I'll take this other side.
That's it. All righty now. All right, come on, lift.
All set?
All right. Come on now, around with it. Easy. There, that's fine. Let her down. Easy now.
Oh, this is swell. The tail is almost touching this tree trunk.
Yes, you've got as much room for your takeoff now as you could possibly have, Chuck. Well, there isn't anything more we can do for you.
Well, I'll do my best, Captain Midnight. But they'll be along with Conley pretty soon.
I know.
Hadn't we better get up into the cabin and warm up the engine?
Absolutely, Chuck. There isn't anything more important than that. All right, come on.
And do you want to warm it up?
No, Chuck. You're going to do the flying. You get in the pilot's seat and take charge right now.
Okay. Well, I guess I might as well get her started.
Yeah, sure. We haven't any time to waste.
I'll crack the throttle open a little bit and let her warm up.
All right. Now then, Chuck. While the engine's warming up, I want to give you some instructions. We worked out your course on the map. Now, you're going to head straight for Ridgeville, Texas. That's the nearest good airport.
Yes, and I should get there with about a half hour's gas to spare.
Well, that ought to be about right. Now then, after you get in the air, you must contact Ridgeville by radio and tell the field to have an ambulance with a doctor and nurse waiting for you.
Okay, I'll do that.
Now, another thing. We'll be anxious to know how you're getting along. The Spartan's engine can still turn over. There's a little gas left in the tank. And I can talk to you over the radio, but not after you get any distance away.
I'll be broadcasting on the Ridgeville wavelength, so you can listen to that. But for our own conversations, I'll transmit on the Spartan's link.
Right, it's a good idea. Let's talk to each other every half hour. On the hour and on the half.
Okay. Anything else?
Now, let me think.
Oh, look. They're bringing Conley now. I'll run up the engine to be sure it's turning over okay.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
She's turning over like a sewing machine, and I tested her on each mag.
That's how I noticed. I believe the engine's all right, Chuck.
Well, here we are. Here's Conley.
Oh, okay, Major Steele.
We'll lift him up in there, Captain Midnight.
All right, but be careful, be careful.
Yeah.
There. How's that?
Wait a minute. Yeah, that's fine.
Did you notice, Captain? We've got him tied.
Yes, I see that. Well, it's the only safe thing.
Everything ready?
Yes?
So long, Chuck. Good luck.
Good luck, lad. You'll get him through.
I'm relying on you, Chuck.
I'll do my best, Major. Goodbye, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow.
Well, Chuck, nothing more to say. Everything's up to you. A man's life is in your care, and I know that somehow you'll get him through.
All right, Captain. But there's one favor I want to ask.
Now, what's that, Chuck?
Don't send me away to flying school.
Well, we'll talk that over later, Chuck. Right now, you've got a job to do. Now, set your brakes. Open that motor, and when I wave to you from the outside, take her off.
Okay, and so long.
Yes, the thin thread of a human life is in Chuck Ramsey's care. Will he be able to get off the ground safely? And then, if he does, will he be able to fly the lonely sky trail to Ridgeville Airport? Don't miss Coming Adventures. Tune in to Captain Midnight. Say, suppose your dad was going to take you out to a swell movie tonight, and when you went out to get in the car, the motor wouldn't start. Say, wouldn't that be disappointing? Well, listen. If you want to help keep things like that from happening in your family, here are two things to do. First, tell Dad about quick-starting, tailor-made Skelly Aeromax gasoline. Gasoline that's tailor-made for quick starts in your weather. Second, tell him about easy-starting Skelly Tagoline Winter Motor Oil. An oil that doesn't get thick as glue, but lets the motor turn over easy on coldest mornings. So there. I've given you a real combination to keep your car in quick-starting condition. Skelly Aeromax gasoline and Skelly Tagoline Winter Motor Oil. Tell Dad about them both tonight. Now, be sure to listen to the next adventure of Captain Midnight. We're going to hear from the world-famous auto speed driver, holder of 147 world's auto speed records, Ab Jenkins of Salt Lake City. Don't miss this thrilling special feature of our next program. So don't you forget to tune in again Wednesday, same time, same station, for further transcribed adventures of Captain Midnight. Brought to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. Can Chuck successfully make the dangerous takeoff from the small clearing in the center of a deep forest, and with a dangerously sick man in the plane with him? Be sure to listen Wednesday. Until then, this is Don Gordon, your Skelly man, saying goodbye and happy landing! The Skelly Oil Company presents Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight, brought to you 5 times each week by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. But say, fellas and girls, have I got a real thrill for you tonight. I brought an old friend of mine here to the studio that I'm mighty proud to have you know. He's the world-famous automobile speed driver, Ab Jenkins. Now, Ab Jenkins, as you know, is the holder of more speed records than any other man in the history of sport. He's driven more cars over more miles at faster speeds than any other man alive. And boy, that's saying something. Now tell us, Ab, what's the fastest speed you've ever driven out there on those Utah salt flats where you set all those world records you hold?
A little beyond 225 miles an hour. You know, my records are on a circle.
Boy, I understand you hold every existing world speed record on a circular track. Is that right?
That's right.
Well, listen, Ab, what about the famous 500-mile race at Indianapolis? What's the world record in that race?
Well, that record is 117 miles an hour, while my record for 500 miles is 171 miles an hour.
Boy, oh boy, that's traveling. But listen, Ab, what's the farthest you've ever driven a car in one day?
3,744 miles.
3,744 miles in one day?
That's
Man
right.
alive, how far is that?
That's just about 700 miles farther than from New York to San Francisco.
You mean you never got out of your driver's seat during the entire run?
That's right.
Well, don't you make stops at the pits or something like that?
Yes, we stop every 2 hours for gasoline, and the average stop is below 1 minute. That's changing 4 tires, taking on 100 gallons of gasoline, checking the oil and water, and greasing the car thoroughly.
Boy, all in 1 minute.
That's
See, that's a mark for even the Skelly man to shoot at. But listen, Ab, I haven't told these fellows and girls quite everything about you. We all know that you're the world's greatest speed driver, and also that you're known as the world's safest driver, having driven over 2 million miles without as much as a single accident. But what I haven't told them is that you've just been made the mayor of Salt Lake City, Utah.
You're right, and only by 51 votes. And if it hadn't been for the boys and girls, I don't think I would have gotten the 51 votes.
Well, listen, how could the boys and girls elect you mayor of Salt Lake City?
Well, you know, they sort of had straw votes in the schools, and then would go home and almost compel their parents to vote for me.
They kind of got out and campaigned for you. How about you? Did you make some campaign speeches?
No,
too?
I never made one campaign speech, never had a paid worker, and never spent a cent.
Well, boy, all I can say for those fellows and girls out there in Salt Lake City is that they sure like you. Ab, just one more question. You do an awful lot of driving in different kinds of weather in different parts of the country. What do you have to say about the kind of gasoline a person should use?
Yes, I do cover the entire country and did a lot of driving last year for the American Hammered Piston Ring Company. I always try to get the gasoline that's specially blended for the kind of weather they have in that part of the country in which I'm driving.
Oh, tailor-made gasoline, is that right?
You're right.
That's all I wanted to know, Ab. Well, say, thanks a lot for coming up here tonight, Ab. It was a real treat to see you again.
You're entirely welcome. And say, I'm going to be out there, although I am mayor, trying to break the records that I now hold next April. Why not come out and take a ride with me?
Well, now, thank you a whole lot. We'll sure try to do it. And thanks a whole lot to you, Ab Jenkins. And now to Captain Midnight. With Bud Conley sick and delirious and tied on the floor of the plane, Chuck Ramsey is attempting a downwind takeoff from the narrow forest clearing in order to fly the dangerously sick Conley to a hospital. Captain Midnight, Major Steele, Patsy Donovan, and the friendly miner, Ben Gillis, are watching with bated breath. Listen as Patsy says,
Hurry, Chuck, hurry. Get that plane up. Look, Captain Midnight, look. If the plane doesn't start climbing now, it'll crash into those trees.
He's trapped in that dead air in the hollow.
Well, we don't know for sure. From here, we can't tell how fast he's going. He may have built up more speed than we think.
I can't stand here and watch him bust into them trees. He's too swell a kid.
Look, Captain Midnight. Look, Major Steele.
Great Scott, look at that nose come out.
That a boy, Chuck, that a boy. That's doing your stuff.
By cricky, I didn't think it was possible.
He's up. He's clearing those trees at the end of the field. He's safe.
Yes, he's safe. And so is Bud Conley, at least for the moment. Well, I'm glad that's over. I'm all dripping with perspiration. I'm so weak I can hardly stand.
I'm no better off, Major.
Well, I'm kind of shaky myself after watching all that.
I'm so happy I could sing. Chuck's out of his field, and I know he'll get through now.
Say, that was one of the prettiest takeoffs I ever saw in my life. I'm telling you, Captain, it was tough. I know many a pilot that wouldn't have been able to make the grade.
So do I, Barry. Plenty of them.
Well, that there kid Chuck sure knows a lot about these here airplanes. Hey, where'd he learn all that?
Well, the reason Chuck can fly so well, Mr. Gillis, is standing right beside you.
Yes, Mr. Gillis. Captain Midnight here has taught Chuck all that he knows.
Thunderation. Well, then I guess Captain Midnight must be even better than Chuck.
Oh, come on now, enough of that. I showed Chuck a few things, too. But it wasn't handling the controls perfectly that looked so good to me, as it was the exhibition that he gave of quick thinking. When he felt himself sinking down in that dead air in the hollow, he didn't get panic-stricken and fight against it. Although he saw those trees at the end of the field rushing at him. He waited until he knew the plane had enough flying speed to stand it, and then he pulled her up.
Well, I'll be willing to bet this. If he hadn't been able to pull the nose up when he did, another 10 feet forward and he'd have been sunk.
Gosh, I'll say. He sure didn't have anything to spare.
I still don't know how he done it.
There's another thing that I like. Did you notice how Chuck turned to the left just as he came to the trees?
Yes, I saw that. And I think it was the one thing that gave him lift enough to get over those trees.
I saw Chuck do that, but I didn't understand just why.
Well, as you probably noticed, the wind has been blowing straight from the south. Well, a little while ago, when Chuck and I were talking over the takeoff, Chuck called my attention to the fact that the wind had shifted slightly to the west.
Say, you're right. I hadn't noticed it before.
Chuck said that he would have to turn to the left of it in order to use the extra lift from the wind on that side. And he was absolutely right. You've always got to turn into the wind if you want to climb fast.
Oh, you sure got to hand it to Chuck. He notices everything.
Well, he's safely on his way. We'd better get back to our camp. Thank goodness the Spartan's radio is still functioning so we can communicate with Chuck, at least for a while.
Well, I guess I'll be leaving you people. I got to be getting on back to my own camp.
Well, you're welcome to come over with us if you'd like to.
Much obliged, Captain Midnight, but I got to be getting some work done while my partners are away. So I'll just be getting on back.
Well, I can't tell you how grateful we are for the help you've given us.
Shucks, that wasn't nothing at all. To think that a fellow's life may be saved is sure good enough for me. Say, tell me one thing. Is there anything else I can do for you? You sure you got enough grub?
Yes, and thanks a lot. Chuck will be back for us tomorrow. We've got more than enough to last until then.
Well, so long then. I'll be seeing you.
Goodbye.
Well, thanks a lot, Mr. Gillis.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Gillis.
Oh, by the way, Patsy, where's your mother?
Well, she stayed at the camp, Captain Midnight. She was worn out from taking care of Mr. Conley.
Yes, Mrs. Donovan needs a good long rest.
Yes, she does. She's been through a lot the last few weeks. When we get back to the States, I'm going to see that she takes it easy for a while.
Well, I certainly hope Chuck makes it to Ridgeville. He's got to make it. Think of Conley's wife and those 4 children.
Gee, Major Steele, Ma said it might be too late already. She said she didn't know whether Conley could stand the trip.
Well, if Chuck can get through without any trouble, I think there's a good chance. I told him to radio ahead and have an ambulance with a doctor and a nurse meet the plane.
How often is Chuck going to radio us?
Every half hour.
Oh.
On the hour and then a half. Now, wait a minute, let's see. 25 minutes after 4 now. His first broadcast will be in 5 minutes. We don't want to miss that. So come on, let's get over to the plane.
Gosh, look. We've only got about 30 seconds to go.
Oh, sure, I'm anxious to hear Chuck's voice. I couldn't bear the thought of something happening to him now.
He'll be all right, Mrs. Donovan. You wait and see.
He's probably talking to Ridgeville right now. As soon as he gets through, he'll call us.
Is he going to call us on the Spartan's wavelength?
Yes, that's what we agreed on. I thought it was better because there's no chance of any mistake. Well, wait a minute here. I'll switch the receiver on now.
How long do we have to wait now?
Only a very few seconds.
We'll hear Chuck's voice very shortly, Mrs. Donovan. Don't worry about that.
Come on there, Patsy. Why the faraway look on your face?
Oh, gosh, Major Steele. I was just thinking back to the last few days at Senor Paredes' hacienda. We sure had a swell time. And you know, I don't know why, I was thinking about a certain person.
Who's that? This nephew of Senor Paredes? The one called Pebbles?
No, Major Steele. Although Pebbles is a swell kid. I was thinking about that pilot named Zollinger.
Yeah. It's a coincidence, Patsy. I was thinking about him this morning.
There was sure something mysterious about him. I wonder why he was working for Ivan Shark.
Well, he didn't tell me the whole story, Patsy, but he promised he would sometime in the future. But I can tell you this much. He was just as anxious to see Shark captured as we were.
Some personal motive, I suppose.
Yes, that's it, I imagine. But he's going to tell me all about it when I go back for Pinky Slim and Pebbles.
Gee, what's going to happen to Zollinger?
It's something I don't know, Patsy. But after what Zollinger did for us, I'm going to see to it that he gets anything he needs.
Is he a good pilot?
Yes, I think he's an A1 pilot.
Well, if he needs a job, I'll see that he gets it.
Well, I'll talk to him when I get...
Ramsey calling Captain Midnight.
There's Chuck now.
Captain Midnight. Answering, Chuck Ramsey. Go ahead, Chuck.
Everything okay. Flying at 2,000 feet. Engine turning over swell. Visibility unlimited. Special report. Just after making takeoff from small clearing, passed over excellent landing field about 2 miles north. May be necessary to use on return. We'll call again on the hour. Chuck Ramsey, signing off.
Well, that's that. I'll switch the receiver off.
Oh, praise be the saints. Maybe Chuck will get to Ridgeville after all. Oh, you bet he will, Ma. That takeoff was the worst part.
No, you'll get there all right, Mrs. Donovan. You wait and see.
Gosh, Captain Midnight, if Chuck is coming back for us tomorrow morning, shouldn't we be doing a lot of things to get ready to leave?
You bet we should, Betsy. We'd better get at them right away, too. But we'll come back here every half hour to hear how Chuck's getting along. Come on now, Patsy. You and I will...
It's almost time for another radio message, isn't it, Captain Midnight?
Yes, Patsy. We should be hearing from Chuck in another few seconds.
Why, of course. You might be ahead of time.
Oh, sure, don't. Let's be missing them. Hadn't you better switch the radio on, Captain Midnight?
Yes, Mrs. Donovan. I'm going to do that right now. I just didn't want to waste any juice.
This ought to be Chuck's last message, hadn't it? Didn't he say the last time that he was getting close to Ridgeville?
Yes, Patsy. He estimated Ridgeville at 10 minutes after 9. Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock right now.
Listen. Something's coming in over the radio.
Yes, I hear. I'll see if I can tune it in a little sharper.
Chuck Ramsey calling Captain Midnight.
There's Chuck now.
Yes.
Captain Midnight, answering Chuck Ramsey. Go ahead, Chuck.
I'm approaching Ridgeville Airport now. Have radioed ahead for ambulance, doctor, and nurse. They're waiting for me now at the field. Are you all right?
Yes, Chuck, yes, we're fine. But exactly how far are you from the airport?
I'm close to airport. If my engine should quit, I could glide in. Don't worry about me. I'll return for you tomorrow.
Just one thing more, Chuck. How is Bud Conley?
Conley's same as when we took off. Still delirious. We'll have him in hospital in another 10 minutes. Chuck Ramsey, signing off.
Great work, Chuck. We'll see you tomorrow.
Well, Captain Midnight is well pleased over the splendid job of flying Chuck has just completed. But the famous pilot wouldn't have been happy at all if he had dreamed of the heartbreaking separation in store for him and Chuck. What is going to happen to Chuck? For the answer, don't miss the next adventure. Tune in to Captain Midnight. And say, wasn't it exciting to hear from that world-famous speed driver, Ab Jenkins, who appeared on tonight's program? I just wish you could meet him personally, because he's one fine fella. And did you hear what Ab Jenkins said about tailor-made gasoline? Well, you tell your dad about that, won't you? And tell him the place to get genuine tailor-made gasoline is at your Skelly service station. Yes, sir. Good old Skelly Aeromax. The gasoline that's tailor-made for quick starting and smooth performance in your kind of weather. Tell him about Skelly Tagoline, too. The tailor-made winter motor oil. Your Skelly man gives you the real combination for winter driving pleasure. Get your folks in the habit of stopping at the Skelly service station. They'll be glad you did. And don't forget to tune in again Friday, same time, same station, for further transcribed adventures of Captain Midnight. Brought to you by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. Well, Chuck and Captain Midnight evidently have saved Bud Conley's life. But how are Captain Midnight and the others going to get out of the dense forest? And what about Ivan Shark? Be sure to listen Friday. Until then, this is Don Gordon, your Skelly man, saying goodbye and happy landing! The Skelly Oil Company presents Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight, brought to you 3 times each week by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. Are you proud of the way your family car starts? Or are you sometimes embarrassed by the way it moans and groans and grinds when you step on the starter? Well, if it's slow and wheezy, maybe all you need to do is change your oil. Maybe a change to clean, fresh Skelly Tagoline Winter Motor Oil will give you starts you can be proud of. Make your car start like an airplane. You see, your old oil, designed for warm weather driving, is probably thick and gummy now. Sticky and heavy like glue. Won't let your motor turn over freely. Well, believe me, new Winter Tagoline will fix that. It'll protect your motor, too, because Skelly Tagoline's faster flowing gets up in the motor and lubricates it quicker and stands up under high-speed driving. If you want to get a real kick out of fast starts, stop at any Skelly service station and let the boys drain out that old oil and fill your crankcase with fresh winter Skelly Tagoline. Tell Dad or Mother that, won't you? Ask them to try Skelly Tagoline Winter Motor Oil. You'll be proud of the way your family car starts, and your folks will be glad to know you know how to help them take care of the car. And now to Captain Midnight. The famous pilots, with Patsy and Ma Donovan and Major Barry Steele, are very happy, although they are still marooned in Major Steele's little camp deep in the Mexican forest, where Major Steele and Bud Conley made a forced landing. The little group is happy because the last radio message they received from Chuck indicated he was landing with the desperately sick Bud Conley at Ridgeville Airport. It is now the middle of the following morning. After a good night's sleep, the best in weeks, everyone is chipper as a lark. Listen as Ma Donovan exclaims.
You're in a good night's sleep is a wonderful thing, isn't it, Major Steele?
It's nothing like it, Mrs. Donald. I don't think a good meal does a person as much good as a long night's sleep when he needs it. Isn't that right, Captain Midnight?
Well, Major, now that you've had both, how do you feel?
Oh, first time I felt like a human being in a long time.
Gee, Captain Midnight, how soon do you think Chuck will get here?
Well, I don't know, Patsy. Not for another half hour or more, though. He would certainly wait until daybreak before starting back for us. I don't see how he could make it in less than 4 hours at least.
Oh, I don't know now, Captain. He might make it in less than that. He's got a pretty strong tailwind this morning.
And that's a lucky thing, too, Major Steele, because now that the wind is from the north, he'll be able to land in this small field and take us all out at one time.
Well, Patsy, although we might all get away at the same time, I think it would be better to divide up.
Oh, gosh, Captain Midnight, how do you mean?
Well, now, you remember in Chuck's first radio message, he told us about the large field 2 miles north?
Why, of course. That's the thing to do.
You mean for Chuck to land at the other field?
No, Patsy. I mean for Chuck to land on the little field here, take 2 of us over to the big field, then come back and get the other 2. That way, we know we'll be safe.
You bet. And since everything's gone so well, we can't afford to let anything happen now.
Sure, and I'm glad to hear you talk like that, Major Steele. We want to get back home safe, all right.
Well, there's one thing I wanted to ask Captain Midnight.
Well, of course, Patsy. What is it?
Well, what are you going to do about your Spartan? It is cracked up some.
Yes, I'm afraid that we're going to have to leave the Spartan here, Patsy. Oh, we might salvage the engine, propeller, and instruments, but...
Well, I'm sure sorry I had to have that forced landing, Captain.
Oh, it wasn't your fault, Major. It was that bad gas in the tank. And I was the one who put it in.
Well, of course, you only did it in an emergency.
Yes, that's true enough. I had no choice in that particular case.
Well, the point is, what about a new ship?
Well, I would like another Spartan if I could get one.
Oh, all right. I'll make the arrangements.
Okay.
All you'll have to do is to go to the factory and pick one up.
Well, gosh, that's swell, Captain Midnight, because you're going to take Pebbles up to the Spartan flying school and see that he gets started.
That makes it fine, then. We can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Can I go with you when you take Pebbles to the school?
Well, I don't see why not, Patsy. But I know that your mother wants to get to Black Gulch as soon as she can.
Sure, and we can arrange about that, Captain Midnight. And I think it'll be perfectly all right for Patsy to go to the school with you. The only thing is, now don't be taking her off to some South Sea island.
Well, a South Sea island wouldn't be anything new to Captain Midnight.
No.
Why, I remember once. Well, great heavens, Patsy, what are you looking at?
Listen, I hear a plane.
Huh?
Yes?
Yes. Yes, it must be Chuck. Well, come on. Let's get over to the field, everyone.
Now we can see. There he is, coming down to land.
Ah, good old Chuck. He'll be on the ground in a minute.
Wait a minute. That isn't Chuck. That's not the plane Chuck was flying. It's smaller, see?
Say, you're right. I'm so short of Chuck, I didn't notice.
Who in the world can it be?
Well, I don't know. But it's a cinch the pilot knows we're here. Otherwise, he wouldn't be landing in this place.
I'll bet it was someone sent by Chuck.
Of course, that must be it. Look, he's coming in right over us.
Yes.
Well, I saw the pilot's face for just a second.
Well, did you recognize him? Who is it?
I know who it is. It's my brother, Steve.
What? Steve Donovan. Well, you're right, Patsy. It is Steve.
Yes, I remember now. I met Steve in Black Gulch.
Where in the world can he have come from?
He still knows how to fly, too, landing in this small clearing.
Well, he stopped way this side of those fallen trees.
Yeah, but wait. Wait, see? He's going to turn and come back toward us here.
Listen. I hear another plane in the air.
You certainly have keen ears, Patsy. She's right. Look up there, to the north.
Well, as I live and breathe, another ship.
Yeah.
Anybody would think we were about to have an air circus here.
Maybe this other pilot came along with Steve.
Well, we'll find out in a second. He's taxiing over this way.
This other plane's getting closer, but we can't hear him on account of Steve's engine.
Yeah.
Hi there, Steve.
Hello, Steve. Well, we're sure glad to see you.
Hi there, everybody. Hey, I'm sure glad to see you.
Where in the world did you come from, Steve?
Just a second, I'll tell you. I've turned off the gas and let the engine cool off while it's dying.
Who's this other fellow in the air, Steve?
I'll tell you all about it, Captain. He's Bill Reed, a friend of mine who came along with me. I'll have you meet him in a couple of minutes.
Oh, swell. Looks like he's got a large cabin job there. Maybe he better not land here.
He's not going to. Chuck told us about that field 2 miles to the north. Bill stayed behind to look it over good.
Oh.
Gosh, look at him dive down.
Uh-huh. He's going to get the okay signal from me, and then he'll go over and land on the other field. Now he can see me. Here, I'll wave to him.
Oh, look. He understands all right, see? He's waving back.
Uh-huh.
Gee, Steve, you remember Major Steele, don't you?
You bet I do. Glad to see you again, Major.
I'm glad to see you too, Steve.
Say, where's Mother? Chuck told me she was here.
Well, she's over at our camp, Steve. We'll go and see her in a couple of minutes.
Oh, your engine just died, Steve. Maybe we'd better turn off the switch, huh?
I'll get it for you, Steve.
Oh, thanks a lot, Betsy.
Say, what's the matter with Chuck, Steve? Why didn't he come back with you?
Well, I'll explain the whole thing to you.
It isn't Bud Conley, is it? He isn't worse, is he?
No, Captain. The doctors think Conley has a good chance to pull through.
Oh, thank heaven for that.
Yes, I'll say. The best news yet.
Well, you see, it's this way. I had been working for the Southwest Airlines, you know, and just finished a long charter trip.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it took me all over the United States and to Cuba. I was pretty well worn out when I got back, so the boss told me to take a long vacation.
Oh, your headquarters are at Ridgeville, aren't they?
Uh-huh. I just got in yesterday afternoon and was out in the field last night when Chuck landed with Bud Conley. And after they took Conley to the hospital, Chuck and I had a long talk. By the way, he wrote a note for you. Here it is.
Oh, fine. Thanks a lot. We'll go on with your story.
Well, Chuck and I fixed up a little plan. I borrowed this small ship and got this other fellow to fly the big cabin job.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after I take you people over to the other field one by one, he'll fly this ship back to Ridgeville while I'll go on with you people to Senor Paredes' hacienda.
Loop and loop. Are we going back there right away?
Well, yes, that was Chuck's plan, Patsy. He said you had to pick up Pinky Drake and Slim Poole and some Mexican kid who you were going to take to the Spartan Flying School.
Yes, that's right. But what's Chuck going to do in the meantime?
Well, Captain, the doctors think Bud Conley will pull through all right, but of course he's not yet out of danger. Chuck wanted to stay around pretty close. As long as I could come down here for you, he thought that would be the best way.
Well, I'm sure I don't see anything wrong with that. However, if you don't mind, Captain Midnight, I believe I'd go back with Bill Reed to Ridgeville.
Yes, I know. You want to be close to Bud Conley, and I don't blame you.
Oh, sure, Major. There's no reason why you can't go back with him. This is a two-passenger plane.
All right. Then that's decided. Major Steele goes back to Ridgeville with Reed, while we go down to Senor Paredes' hacienda.
Gosh, Captain Midnight, what does Chuck say in his note?
Oh, wait, I almost forgot. See about that. Here it is. He says, Steve Donovan will explain everything to you. And as long as he can fly to meet you, I thought I had better remain near Bud Conley, at least until he's out of danger. While I am waiting here, don't you think it would be a good plan for you to fly down to Senor Paredes' hacienda and get Pinky, Slim, and Pebbles? Then fly back and meet me here. Love to everyone. And it's signed Chuck.
Well, everything seems to be fixed up in fine style, doesn't it?
Just think of it. We'll get to see Senor Pareda and Dolores again. Why, if we take off right away, we can be there by the middle of the afternoon.
That's right, Patsy. And we'll get started right away, too. Come on, Steve. Maybe you'd better help us break camp.
Right.
You fly us over to that other field, and then we'll be on our way.
Nice work, Steve. I see you haven't lost your touch of the stick. Well, here we are.
I'm rather out of practice in a small ship like this, Major.
Yes?
You know, for a long time now, I've been flying nothing but bi-motored airliners.
Gee, Steve, nobody would ever know it. You handle this small job just as though you'd had 100 hours in it the last 2 weeks.
Well, are we all ready to go to Senor Paredes, Patsy?
Well, I am, Captain Midnight, and Ma's waiting in the large cabin
Good.
plane.
And Bill Reed is waiting for you, Major Steele.
Well, I'll be with him in a few seconds. Goodbye, Steve. Goodbye, Patsy. I'll probably see you in a couple of days.
Goodbye, Major Steele.
See you soon, Major Steele.
Before we part, Captain Midnight, I'd like to have a couple of words with you.
Well, certainly, Major.
Oh, we'll be waiting for you in the plane.
Oh, okay, Steve. We'll be right over.
I'd go with you, but I feel my duties with Bud Conley.
Yes, certainly, Major. I understand.
Say, what are your plans after you get back from Paredes' hacienda? I'm rather afraid that Ivan Shark has slipped out of our reach again.
Yes. Well, Major, naturally, I'll devote all my energy to picking up his trail and closing in on it.
What about Chuck Ramsey?
And I'm afraid Chuck's going to be very unhappy if he can't help us. But Well, for his own good, I really think he should be in a flying school.
Oh, you can do more for him than any flying school, Captain. But then I realize there are many other things to be taken into consideration.
Yes, there are. Well, let's talk it over after I get back from the parade out the end. As soon as I see Chuck, I'll have a long talk with him.
Okay, Captain. The best of luck. And we'll keep in touch with each other by radio.
Right. I'll see you and Chuck in a couple of days.
Will Captain Midnight really see Chuck in a couple of days, as he expects? Little does the famous pilot dream of the fantastic events which are about to transpire. Events which will prevent his seeing Chuck Ramsey for a long time in the future. Don't miss the next adventure. Tune in next Monday to Captain Midnight. And now, I'm going to give you a valuable tip. How to avoid boiling away the antifreeze in your car's radiator. Now, you fellas and girls listening, get this. Show Dad you know something about driving and tell him this trick. It may save him several dollars worth of antifreeze this winter. You see, the trick is this. Most antifreeze doesn't boil away at all. It just runs out through the overflow tube when the heat of the motor expands the water and the antifreeze in your radiator. That's because you filled your radiator too full. So the answer is, keep your radiator about half a gallon short of its regular capacity. Don't ever fill it so the water comes up over the baffle plate. Now, remember that little tip, and just see how much longer your antifreeze will last in your radiator. Now, of course, on all such things as this, you can always get expert advice from your Skelly service station man. He'll tell you lots of other things worth knowing about driving a car in winter. Ask him to tell you about Skelly Tagoline Winter Motor Oil, for instance. How it helps your car start easy on cold mornings, because it doesn't turn thick as glue in the crankcase. How it protects the motor, too, because it's free-flowing and gets up into the motor fast as soon as Dad starts up. Say, why don't you stop at a Skelly service station and try some of that Skelly Tagoline Winter Motor Oil tonight? And don't forget to tune in again Monday, same time, same station, for further transcribed adventures of Captain Midnight. Brought to you by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. What is going to happen to Chuck after he says goodbye to Captain Midnight? And where will Ivan Shark turn up again? Be sure to listen Monday. Until then, this is Don Gordon, your Skelly man, saying goodbye and happy landing! The Skelly Oil Company presents Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight, brought to you 3 times each week by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. Always watch for the big red, white, and blue Skelly sign with the big letter S that stands for Skelly Service. But say, fellas and girls, listen to this. What if you were in swimming at a nice big lake when all of a sudden the water turned thick as molasses? Boy, what a hard time you'd have swimming in water like that. Then, before you'd had time to get used to it, suppose the water turned thin as skimmed milk. Then, just when you got going good again, suppose it turned thick as glue so you could hardly swim a stroke. Well, sir, you'd never go swimming in that lake again, would you? Not if you wanted to do any real serious swimming, anyway. You want a lake with water in it that you can depend on. But, think of this. The oil in your family car might be just as changeable as the water in that changeable lake. Yes, sir. And, of course, that's bad. What you want is an oil that stays almost the same thickness all the time. So it'll always give your motor the same perfect lubrication and positive protection at all temperatures. You want an oil that thickens as little as possible when it's cold and thins out as little as possible when it gets heated up. And that's where Uniflow motor oil comes in. Uniflow motor oil, spelled U-N-I-F-L-O, Uniflow is sold in cans at all Skelly service stations. Thousands of motorists are switching to Uniflow because it thickens less when cold and thins out less under heat than any other motor oil. Now, what does that mean to you and your family car? Well, it means easy starting on cold mornings because Uniflow doesn't get thick as glue when it stands out in the cold. That saves your battery, too. It also means better protection for your motor when it's hot because Uniflow stays right there on the job, lubricating those important fast-moving parts of your motor. It doesn't turn watery thin and go right up in smoke. So tell your dad about Uniflow motor oil tonight. Tell him it isn't changing weight all the time like the water in that funny changeable lake. And tell him that Skelly Tagoline is another good oil for winter. It's free-flowing at low temperatures and low in cost. Dad will be glad to know about these two wonderful motor oils. Say, why not tell him tonight to stop at your Skelly service station and ask for Skelly Tagoline or Uniflow motor oil. And now to Captain Midnight. While Chuck Ramsey remains at Ridgefield, Steve Donovan has flown with Captain Midnight and his mother and sister, Ma and Patsy Donovan, to Senor Paredes' hacienda to pick up Pinky Drake and Slim Poole and also Senor Paredes' nephew, Pebbles. Our scene today opens in the large cabin plane on its return flight. Pinky, Slim, Ma Donovan, and Pebbles are in the rear, while Steve and Patsy Donovan are sitting near Captain Midnight, who's handling the controls. Listen as Patsy explains.
I never had such a good time in all my life. I wish we could have stayed at Senor Paredes' hacienda a couple of weeks. Don't you, Captain Midnight?
Yes, Patsy. Senor Paredes is the best host I ever met. He certainly does things in a grand style, doesn't he, Steve?
I think I could have stayed down there a year and not tired of it.
I'll say you could. And I know the reason, too.
Oh, yeah? Well, what is it, Miss Marty?
Well, I could give you one reason, but I'll make it two.
Okay, let's see how good you are. What are they?
A couple of beautiful dark eyes.
I think she's got something there, Steve.
Well, you fell for Dolores Pareda, and you fell mighty hard, too.
Why, I didn't do any such thing. I think she's a swell girl and all that, but I didn't fall for her.
Oh, is that so? Well, why did you spend so much time with her then? He did, didn't he, Captain Midnight?
Well, I know this much. Every time I tried to find Steve, he was sitting out in the courtyard near the fountain talking to Dolores.
So you see, even Captain Midnight noticed it.
Now, look, quit your kidding. I think you both framed this up. Dolores is a swell girl, but there's a lot more of them back in the States.
Oh, yeah? Well, then answer me this. Why did you tell her that you'd be sure and see her when you came up to visit Pebbles?
Well, I'll tell you what you are, and it's a terrible thing, too. You're an eavesdropper, sneaking around behind people, listening to what they're saying.
Why, I didn't do any such thing. I went out to the fountain to get a drink of water, and I couldn't help hearing what you said. You were talking loud enough for everybody in the courtyard to hear.
Oh, the heck I was. When I said that to Dolores, I was just talking to her in a low whisper.
There, you see? That gives you away. Fellows don't whisper to girls like that unless they're in love. Steve Donovan's in love. Steve Donovan's in love.
Well, I think Patsy wins the round all right, Steve. Even if she did lean a little bit close to you when she was getting that drink of water.
Well, it's a bum trick, that's all I can say. You just wait, sis. When some good-looking fellow's whispering in your ear, I'll sneak up and listen to him, too.
All right, you two. Now, cut it out for a minute, will you? You're supposed to be doing the navigating here, Steve. Say, where are we, anyway?
Oh, just a minute, Captain Midnight. Let me take a look at that map.
Right.
Well, there's that high mountain to our right. And didn't we pass over a river a little while ago?
Well, sure we did, about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, right in our course, then. We've got about 5 hours to go before we get back to Ridgeville.
Gosh, we've got a long time to wait. I'm certainly anxious to see Chuck again.
Yes, so am I. But there's one thing to be thankful for, and that's that radio message we received from him.
You mean about Bud Conley?
Yes. When I heard he was out of danger, I kicked up my heels like a kid.
And that sure was good news, wasn't it? But speaking about radio, You know Senor Pareda can tune into us on his shortwave receiver.
Yeah, but we don't have anything in particular to report, do we?
Well, maybe we don't, but you do, don't you?
How come?
Don't you think Dolores is anxious to know that you're all right?
Well, now, look, if you start that again.
And so, for the moment, we leave the happy company in the plane's cabin for the space of a few hours and pick them up again as the ship glides over Ridgeville Airport, ready to land. Let's listen as Patsy says.
Say, you know something? I can't see Chuck's plane anywhere.
You mean that blue wing job he flew in?
For sure. Wouldn't it be out on the line somewhere?
Not necessarily. Maybe it's in the transient hangar.
Well, that's probably where it is. Oh, I see the visiting ship sign on the other side of the field. I'll land and we'll taxi up to it.
I imagine Chuck's out of the hospital right now visiting Bud Conley.
For sure, that's probably where he is. And Major Steele is probably with him, too.
All right, watch it now. I'm ready to set her down.
Well, can't I stand here?
No, Patsy, please. Sit in that seat behind you and buckle your belt.
Landing gear's down.
Okay. Is your belt buckled, Patsy?
Yes, it is.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, and it's a sure as well runway, isn't it?
You bet it is. I ought to know. I've been up and down from it plenty of times.
Well, I guess we'd better go directly to the visiting hangar, hadn't we, Steve?
Well, sure. We're supposed to check in there anyway, Captain.
Okay. Here we are. I'll swing around and we'll pull up to the line.
Gosh, that's strange.
Oh, what are you looking at, Patsy?
I'm looking right into the hangar, and I can't see Chuck's plane anywhere.
She's right, Steve. That blue wing ship isn't inside there.
I can't figure it out. It's the only place Chuck would leave it.
Well, here we are. I'll set the brakes and you run the gas out, Steve, and then cut the switches.
Right you are.
All right, come on, Patsy. We'll find out where Chuck is.
Captain Midnight's search for Chuck's plane proved fruitless. A few minutes later, he and Patsy are approaching the repair shop.
I just can't understand it, Captain Midnight. Chuck's plane isn't anywhere in here.
I thought it might possibly be behind some of these big planes, but it certainly isn't.
Look, see that large sliding door? It's about halfway open, and I see some more planes inside.
Yes, I see it. That's the repair shop. You can hear the mechanics at work. Well, come on, let's go in. Chuck might have had the ship taken in here. We both knew the ship needed a lot of work done on it. Maybe Chuck gave an order to have it overhauled.
Well, here we are.
Well, now, let's see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 ships in here, and not one is Chuck's. Well, I don't like this.
I tell you what let's do, Captain.
Huh?
We want to see Bud Conley anyway. Let's go and ask him. Perhaps he knows where Chuck is.
Chuck may be with Conley right now. But if he is, where in the world is his ship?
And also Major Steele must be around somewhere. Maybe he would know.
Yes, we'll see Conley, but before we go, I think we'll make a few inquiries here.
Look, here comes a man toward us now. He appears to be some kind of an official.
Yes, he does, Patsy. I'll ask him. Oh, pardon me.
Yes, sir. Anything I can do for you?
Well, my name's Albright. Captain Albright. This is Miss Patsy Donovan.
I'm very glad to meet you both. My name's Maxwell.
I'm glad to know you. Well, I'm looking for a friend of ours. His name's Ramsey. Chuck Ramsey. I believe he left his plane here about 3 days ago.
Ramsey? Chuck Ramsey? Why, yes, I believe we did have someone with a name like that. Had a blue wing 4-passenger cabin job, didn't he?
That's right.
As far as I know, he's still here.
But, Mr. Maxwell, we can't find his plane anywhere.
You can't? Well, that's strange. Have you looked around?
Yes, we have. We looked outside, then in the main hangar, and finally we came in here. We thought perhaps he'd ordered it overhauled.
No, I don't believe so. But, wait a minute. You see, I'm only around here during the daytime, and Ramsey might have checked out at night.
I see. Well, you could probably find out about that, couldn't you?
But I could, at least, if Ramsey bothered to check out. Some fellows don't worry about a little thing like that.
Chuck would. You can bet on that.
Of course, you know, there's another possibility, too.
Oh, what's that?
He might be up in the air right now. And naturally, he wouldn't bother to check out if he was doing some flying near the field or even a short trip from which he expected return the same day.
Well, gee, maybe that's it. You know how Chuck likes to fly, Captain Midnight.
Captain Midnight? Is that what you said?
Gosh, I'm sorry. I should have said Captain Albright around here.
Oh, it's nothing at all, Maxwell. Miss Donovan happened to call me.
And so you're Captain Midnight. Well, I've heard an awful lot about you.
Nothing bad, I hope.
I should say not. I'm glad to meet you, but to get back to Ramsey, I'll certainly do anything I can to trace him for you, Captain Albright.
Yes, I know you will.
Do you want to come into the office while I see if you did check out?
Well, no, not at the moment, Maxwell. Find out about it, and we'll see you in an hour.
You bet I will. I'll see you again shortly.
Right. Come on, Patsy. We'll grab a taxi cab and go to the hospital to see Bud Conley and find out about Chuck.
There we are. Room 410. But the nurse said not to stay very long.
All right. I'll knock.
Come in. Captain Midnight. Patsy Donovan, I'm sure glad to see you.
We're glad to see you, too, Conley. Particularly glad to see you feeling so well.
Oh, I'm pretty weak, but I guess I'm all right. Thank heaven that fever's gone.
Well, what does the doctor say about you?
Oh, he says I've had a tough go of it, but I'll pull through now.
Oh, I'm so glad, Mr. Conley.
Oh, I am too, Miss Donovan, especially on account of my family. My wife's on her way here now. She'll arrive the first thing in the morning.
Oh, I see. Well, you haven't by any chance seen anything of Chuck Ramsey, have you?
Seen anything of Chuck Ramsey? You bet I have. Why, he's practically lived in the corridor outside the door for the last 3 days. That is, until last night.
What do you mean, until last night?
Well, Chuck and Major Steele were here last evening, as usual, and they're supposed to come back again this morning. Major Steele did come back, but Chuck wasn't with him.
He wasn't?
Well, Major Steele and I didn't think anything about it now that I'm so much better. We thought Chuck had run into some friends of his at the airport. Major Steele came back again this afternoon. In fact, he just left a few minutes ago. But when Chuck didn't show up this time either, we did think it was rather strange.
Strange, you say? Yes. Not only strange, it's more than that. I'd better investigate this right away.
Yes, this is strange indeed. Chuck Ramsey hasn't seen Bud Conley for almost 24 hours, and his plane has disappeared from the visiting ship hangar at the airport. What has happened to Chuck? Tune in Wednesday to Captain Midnight. Now, here are 2 very important words I want every one of you 1940 Flight Patrol members to remember. The first word is Tagoline, spelled Tagolene. The other is Uniflow, spelled Unislo. Tagoline and Uniflow are the names of 2 kinds of motor oil, both sold at your Skelly service station. And the reason their names are worth remembering is that they're both mighty good oils for winter. First, because they don't get thick and gluey when cold. That means easy starting on cold mornings. And second, because they don't turn watery thin when your car gets warmed up. That means they last longer in your motor. So remember these 2 words, Tagoline and Uniflow. They're passwords to perfect lubrication. Tell Dad to ask for them at your Skelly service station. And don't forget to tune in again Wednesday, same time, same station, for further transcribed adventures of Captain Midnight. Brought to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. Chuck Ramsey has suddenly disappeared, seemingly without a trace. What has happened to him? How can Captain Midnight find him? Be sure to listen Wednesday. Until then, this is Don Gordon, your Skelly man, saying goodbye and happy landing! The Skelly Oil Company presents Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight, brought to you 3 times each week at the same time by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. You know, one thing most of us dread is being caught on a cold night with battery trouble. Being stalled with a car that won't start because the battery's dead. Here's one thing you can do to help prevent battery trouble. To help keep a good battery good for winter's heavier strains. That is to use the right kind of winter oil. You see, some kinds of oil turn thick and heavy like glue in cold weather. This makes your car harder to start, takes more out of your battery. And then, when the weather turns cold, your battery's apt to give out. But the right kind of winter oil lets your car start quickly. Help save your battery. The wise thing is to change to a free-flowing winter oil. And when you change, try Skelly Tagoline winter oil. It's the fast-flowing kind you need for winter. And yet, it's made to stay there and take it mile after mile without thinning down to keep you from adding the extra torque you'll need if you use ordinary oil. To save your battery, to save your motor, to save your gears, and to save on oil bills, too, change to Skelly Tagoline winter oil and gear lubricants today. The boys at any Skelly service station will give you the right weight for your car. And they're on their toes. They'll save you time, too. Now, you boys and girls, tell Dad what I've just told you about Skelly Tagoline winter oil, will you? He'll be mighty pleased to know how Skelly Tagoline can help save his battery. And he'll be surprised you know so much about cars. So tell him about Skelly Tagoline winter motor oil today. And now to Captain Midnight. After Chuck Ramsey mysteriously disappeared, his movements have been traced by Captain Midnight. It developed that Chuck met another boy while eating breakfast in the lunchroom in the Ridgeville Airport passenger station. The boy was Frank Crane, a young student pilot. He asked if Chuck would allow him to go along for a ride in Chuck's plane, and Chuck generously agreed. We now find them flying at 2,000 feet, several miles north of the airport. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning. Chuck is sitting relaxed at the controls, and young Crane is in the seat beside him. Listen as Frank says,
Hey, have you ever done any stunts in this ship?
No, I haven't. But this ship could take them.
Well, I tried to get my instructor to do some with me, but he never had enough time.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll gain a little altitude, and we'll do one.
Oh, gee, Chuck, that sure would be swell.
What would you like to do? A vertical turn, a spin, or a loop?
Well, gee, don't let's start in with a spin. I hear that's liable to make you awful dizzy.
No, it won't. Not if you keep your eyes inside the cockpit.
Well, anyway, let's try a loop. That'll be good enough.
Okay. Now we've got enough altitude now. Oh, say, you'd better buckle your belt.
Well, gosh, you have to do that? Some of the boys were telling me that the centrifugal forces keep you in your seat.
It will. But that's only if you make an absolutely perfect loop. If you don't have quite enough speed, you're liable to fall out of your seat when you get upside down.
Oh, gosh, that wouldn't be so nice.
Well, I guess we'd better be sure and have our belts buckled, because I haven't made a loop for several weeks. All right, now, I'm going to dive down to gather speed.
Oh, boy, look at that needle go up.
Yeah. I was flying at 170, and now we're up to over 200. When she gets to 250, I'm going to pull her over.
Oh, say, it looks like you're diving straight down at that road.
We are. The man who taught me to fly told me to pick out an object like a road and dive down at it. And then when you get ready to pull up, if you keep on a line with the road, you're almost sure to keep on a straight line all the way around.
Hey, and then when you get over on your back, you'll pick up the road on the other side, huh?
That's the idea. Say, you catch on quick.
Hey, gee, look at that airspeed indicator. We're up over 250 now.
Yeah, and up we go. Oh, hold on now.
Oh, boy, gosh, we're absolutely upside down.
Yeah, but we're coming over, and plenty fast, too. I have more speed than necessary.
Hey, and look, there's that road. It looks like we're flying right down it.
Yeah, I think I managed to keep in a straight line on that loop.
Oh, gee, look at that needle go up again. Why, we're almost up to 200 already.
Yeah, it doesn't take very much time to get up speed when you come out of a loop. After a while, that comes natural to you. You wait and see. Oh, where do you want me to go?
Oh, look right ahead, Chuck. You see that house down there? On the left of that road? That's our place. Would you mind diving down so I could wave?
No, of course not. Here we go.
Out in the backyard already, hanging up their clothes.
She must get started early.
Well, I'll say she does. About 6 o'clock. Look, she's standing there looking up at us.
You think she knows it's you?
Oh, sure she does. No one else would be diving down at her like this.
Well, we're about low enough.
Can I
I wave out the window? You can try, but I don't think the wind pressure will let you do much waving. Oh, it won't be necessary. She can see me. I'll turn a little bit. There. How's that? Hi, Mom. Hi. Hey, there, she sees me waving. Well, up we go. Oh, it was sure swell of you to fly me out here. Do you have to get back to the airport right away? No, not for a couple of hours. And then I've got to land and go out and see a friend of mine in the hospital. Well, yeah, you said you had to do that. But in the meantime, I don't have a thing to do. Say, if that's pretty country to the west, we might make a short cross country. Oh, gosh, that would sure be swell if you can do it. And no sooner said than done. Here we go. Right. This is swell country out here. Oh, it sure is, isn't it? Dad and I used to come out here hunting a while. It ought to be good for that, all right. It's plenty rough. Uh-oh. Look down there. Well, what do you see? It seems to me I saw an airplane. You mean on the ground? No, in the air. Now, wait just a second. Hey, look. That looks like a pretty good landing field down there. Yeah, that's what I noticed. It looks like a big hayfield. Oh, it's probably just a wild pasture. I don't see any farms around. Oh, there. I was sure I saw a plane. Oh, I still don't see it. Well, it's pretty hard to see a ship between you and the ground. Now look straight ahead of us, on the other side of that field. Oh, hey, now I see. Why, it looks like he was landing. That's what I think he's doing. Well, I don't know why he'd land in a place like this, unless he was in trouble. We'll go on down and take a good look at him. It's just somebody out on a hunting trip. Well, that might be it, all right. But if it's somebody in trouble, well, we've got to help him. Oh, I'll say. Hey, maybe we better sit down. Oh, I will if he thinks he needs me. Well, he's landing all right. See, he's almost on the ground. Yeah. And he's coming to a stop. Hey, what kind of a plane is it? Well, that's what I'm trying to make out. I can't tell for sure, but I think it's an open cockpit monoplane. Hey, you're right. I'm sure you're right. At least I can see it's a two-seater. It looks almost like the same type the Army uses for attack ships. Well, we can't tell from here whether it's a monoplane or a biplane. No, but we will in a few seconds. I'm going to side slip down over him and get a better look. Oh, is your belt buckled? Yeah, I haven't unbuckled it since we did that loop. Okay, here we go. Oh, boy, look at that. You got her in a vertical side slip. Yeah, it's a swell way to lose altitude. Especially when you want to look over the ground. See, that plane's taxied over to the side of the field. See, look there, it's coming to a stop. So I see. And the pilot's sitting up there looking at us. Hey, see, look, that's strange. There isn't anybody in the rear cockpit. That's right, there isn't. Well, we're down low enough. I wonder if that fella is all right. Oh, he cut his switches. See, the propeller stopped turning. Yeah, and he's jumped out of the plane, too. It looks like he's waving to us. Well, he's motioning for us to come down and land, don't you see? You're sure right. Maybe he does need help after all. Okay, I'll glide down to the end of the field, and we'll turn and come in. Well, how do you know which way to land? Well, you notice the direction the other ship landed in, but I'm not going entirely on that. Now, do you see the leaves of those trees over to the side? Well, sure, I see them, but I can't tell anything from them. Their underside is turned up, and I know the other fellow was right. He landed into the wind. Gosh, there's sure a lot to learn about flying. Now, you'll pick up those things in no time. All right, now, I'm turning and coming into the wind. Gee, we're awful low. Aren't you afraid that left wingtip will get into the ground? No, I'll bring it up in plenty of time. Now, this is what you call a side slip landing. It's the best way to come down when you don't have much room. Well, sure, but there's plenty of room in this field. Hey, look, Chuck. Hey, that is a monoplane over there. Yeah, I can see now. Well, we'll turn and taxi over beside it. That fellow's standing next to his ship waiting for it. Oh, I sure can't figure this out. It doesn't look as though he's in any trouble. Well, maybe he's out of gas. No, I don't think so. Because his prop was turning over after he was on the ground. Well, here we are. Hey, are you going to cut the switch? No, I'm turning off the gas. It's a better way to cool the engine off. Well, shall we get out? Sure. Let's see what this fellow wants. Hey, look. Look, that fellow's coming over to meet us. Yeah, so I see. Hello there.
How do you do?
Are you in trouble? Is there anything we can do for you?
No, I don't believe so. What are you fellas doing around here?
Why, we're just joyriding around. Oh, my name's Chuck Ramsey, and this is Frank Crane.
Hi. How you do? My name's Hilton. You kids are pretty young to be joyriding over rough country like this, aren't you?
Why, I don't know.
Well, why did you pick this part of the country for your joyride?
Well, I'm to blame for that. I told Chuck this was pretty country out this way.
I see. You say that you, Ramsey, are the pilot?
That's right.
Do you have a pilot's license?
Well, of course I have.
Let me see it.
Sure. Hey, wait a minute. I don't mind showing my license to someone in authority, like an inspector of the Bureau of Air Commerce, but not just anybody who thinks...
Well, just take a look at this.
Oh, gosh, look at that badge.
All right, that satisfies me. In just a second, I'll show you my license. Here you are.
Thanks. Transport license, you see. Let me take a good look at you. Identification picture and description certainly fits. Do you own the plane?
Oh, no, I don't. You see...
Now, look at the plane's license.
Well, gee, Mr. Hilton, there isn't any license on the plane because... Well, you see, well, I can tell you...
No license on the plane? You know that's against regulations. Very well, Mr. Ramsey. You and your friend Crane are under arrest.
Well, what can this mean? The plane Chuck is flying was captured from Ivan Sharp. Will Hilton believe the young pilot's explanation? What will happen next? Tune in Wednesday to Captain Midnight. Now, here's an interesting question. Do you know why it's so important to use the correct grade of winter oil in your family's modern car? Well, sir, the reason it is so important to use the correct grade of winter motor oil in our modern cars is this. Modern cars are built with very close clearances in the bearings. In other words, bearings nowadays are built to fit closely and accurately. So if you put oil that's too heavy in those close-fitting bearings, it won't let the engine turn over easily, especially when it's cold. That means slow, hard starting. It means poor lubrication. It means excessive wear in your car's motor. So here's what to do. Ask your Skelly service station man to tell you what is the correct winter oil for your winter driving. He'll tell you about Skelly Tagoline motor oil, the wonderful oil that is free-flowing yet tough, too, to protect your motor. Your Skelly man will know the correct grade of Skelly Tagoline motor oil for your car for driving in your weather. Ask him about it tomorrow. And don't forget to tune in again Wednesday, same time, same station, for further transcribed adventures of Captain Midnight. Brought to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers, and Dealers. Until Wednesday, this is Don Gordon, your Skelly man, saying goodbye and happy landing!